Today, we're heading your attention to the topic that's sure to capture your interest: the linguistic landscape of the United States. Many of us know that English is widely spoken across the country. But did you know the U.S. does not have an official language specified in its Constitution or federal laws? This distinction sets the United States apart from many other nations worldwide, making its language story a fascinating one. The melting pot of languages. Let's begin our journey through the linguistic tapestry of the U.S. The nation is home to around 331 million people, with about 300 million, or roughly 90% of the population, speaking English. Despite this, the country is a veritable melting pot of languages. Spanish is the second most spoken language in the U.S. after English, followed by Chinese, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and French, including French Creole. The array of languages spoken reflects the country's diverse history and evolving cultural landscape. A long history of multilingualism. The U.S. has a long-standing history of multilingualism, stretching back to well before its founding. Indigenous peoples spoke at least 300 languages across North America before European settlers arrived. Once they did, they brought their languages primarily English, French, German, and Dutch, creating a rich linguistic mix in the original 13 colonies. Despite English's prominence, the founding fathers of the United States chose not to declare it as the country's official language. They wanted to avoid alienating those who fought for independence, but spoke other languages. Additionally, they believed the English language didn't require legal protection, given its widespread use. As the U.S. expanded its territories and welcomed new immigrants, languages such as Spanish became deeply ingrained in the American cultural fabric. This multilingual history remains an essential part of the U.S.'s multicultural identity. Efforts to suppress non-English languages. Although the U.S. hasn't declared English as its official language, the country does have a history of trying to suppress other languages. Let's explore some of these efforts. Indigenous languages faced attempted eradication through the placement of Indigenous children in English-only boarding schools, where they were often punished for speaking their native tongues. Slaves brought from Africa experienced similar suppression, as they were forbidden from speaking their own languages. During World War I, anti-German sentiment fueled laws prohibiting the use of German and other non-English languages. Following the war, English-only laws were enacted in various states, punishing those who spoke other languages. The Immigration Act of 1924 further restricted newcomers from non-Anglophone countries and banned immigrants from Asia. Post-WWII changes and language concerns. The mid-20th century brought shifts in U.S. immigration policy, removing barriers for immigrants from non-English-speaking countries. This change led to concerns about the English language's stability as waves of multilingual immigrants arrived in the country. These fears sparked efforts to promote English and discourage other languages. In 1981, the U.S. Senator attempted to amend the Constitution to establish English as the official language, but the effort failed. Despite this, many states successfully passed English-only laws throughout the 1980s and 1990s, aiming to solidify English as the dominant language. The continuing language debate. The debate over whether to declare English the official language of the U.S. continues to captivate attention. As recently as 2006, a bill proposing English as the official language was introduced in the House of Representatives, though it ultimately failed. Nevertheless, over half of U.S. states have laws designating English as their official language. However, 3 states, Hawaii, South Dakota, and Alaska, have embraced multilingualism by granting official status to non-English languages. These legislative choices highlight the country's ongoing complex relationship with multilingualism. While some Americans advocate for English as the official language to preserve unity, others embrace the nation's linguistic diversity as a source of strength. Want to know about the origins and impact of Democrats and Republicans? Watch the full video now. Future prospects for language in the U.S. The linguistic landscape of the United States continues to evolve. As the country navigates changes in immigration, education, and cultural integration, the ongoing debate around official language status may see further developments. The rise of bilingual education and the inclusion of non-English languages in public services are just a couple of ways in which the U.S. is adapting to its multilingual population. Additionally, as technology connects the world, multilingualism could become even more valuable in fostering global communication and understanding. Closing. And this brings us to the wrap-up. The story of language in the United States is one of complexity and rich history. It's a tale of multiculturalism, resilience, and an ever-changing landscape. As the nation continues to evolve, its linguistic diversity will play a key role in shaping the country's future. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the linguistic history of the United States here on The States Untold. What are your thoughts on the ongoing language debate in the U.S.? Do you think English should be the official language? Or should the country embrace its multilingual identity? Let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking stories from across the United States. Until next time.